in the chat, and basically, Gumiho was saying, "Wow, you're attacking a lot. You're being very persistent." And then beyond, being very humble as a lot of StarCraft players are, he just said, "No, I was just lucky."
Yeah, that was pretty hilarious. And oh, you know what's also hilarious is that we have another proxy in this game,
Oh
but it's
man.
by a different guy. But anyhow, let's go ahead and introduce this play here. He's our pink Protoss from Korea and from also Dragon Phoenix Gaming. Give it up for the man Hero.
And his opponent, the Red Terran player, playing for Storm Gaming, it is Gumiho. Man, what a wild proxy. Like, this is... I can genuinely say I don't think I've ever seen this in Legacy of the Void.
You mean like 6 proxy in a row?
That too. But yeah, I mean, proxying the first pylon along with the first gateway, what could be the potential benefit? Looks like Hero is going to chrono out a Zealot. Interesting.
Yeah, I think he's hoping now for Gumiho to make that command center in the low ground, and you can see he's not actually blocking. I mean, he's circling around, but he's not actually really completely blocking because he just wants Gumiho to place down his CC. But
Oh, that's so funny. Gumiho being extra safe actually does end up pulling back the SCV, instead going for a high ground command center. So a little bit of mind games are already starting. Wait, actually, isn't there a build called the Max Pax, named after Max Pax himself?
I believe
Like, it was
so.
when he first broke onto the scene, and he was destroying a bunch of Grandmasters with the build. This looks like the Max Pax, right? Like, you've got the Proxy Zealot, you've got the quick slash, normally timed Nexus as well.
Yeah, but looks like Beyond will kind of. I don't know if he got his scouting antenna up or something, but I mean, this is gonna work out for him because he went for the high ground command center, got the full wall off, and so any follow up Zealot is not gonna be able to break through. Even the Stalker gonna arrive just when the bunker is finished. So Beyond, or it's not Beyond, Gumiho gonna actually be pretty safe from this.
I find Gumiho's decision to make 2 Reapers pretty interesting. Well, what do you think of that? I feel like against Protoss, right, Reapers are a lot less common. Gateway units are just a lot beefier than, other Terran units. But maybe, yeah, it looks like he will be sending them across the map. Now, this move I like a lot.
Yeah, it's really smart because he knows that he's getting contained by these units, and so he's gonna move across the map with these Reapers, and there's gonna be nothing at home to defend this. It's gonna force a recall, but unfortunately for Hero, he just used up the Chrono Boost, so there is not gonna be a recall. Oh boy, this is gonna be ugly.
That's right. It looks like these 2 Reapers are going to get some kills to start things off. Warpgate is going to be completed as well. Will the Reapers be able to scout out the Twilight Council, though? I think that they might actually be able to. Now, a couple of Stalkers are warped in at home, which is pretty nice, right? So the damage has been essentially stopped at the source, right? We've got 5 probe kills so far, but Hero does actually get to continue his contain. I do like that a lot for Hero. Now, it looks like he will start a blink as well. Pretty standard as far as this matchup goes. But yeah, 5 probes that early in the game being lost. And you're going up against the Terran where you should be ideally ahead in workers. I don't think Hero's too happy about that.
Yeah, this is not a great start for our pink Protoss. And I mean, he's not out and about. He's not completely out of it, but I mean, it's right before the 5-minute mark, and you're tied up in terms of worker against your Terran counterpart. You don't want to be at that situation. You want to be at least like maybe 5 or more, 5 to 10 or so probes ahead of the Terran at this point, at this stage of the game. Instead, he's pretty much even, and he might actually fall behind as this push is actually going forward, and a lot of the units of Hero is still across the map, trying to get that contained. Oh boy, there's only one stalker here to defend.
Oh man, I think Hero is just being caught off guard, you know, turn after turn. I feel like Hero had an idea of how this game would go, and GUMIHO is basically defying all of those ideas, right? The Marines are literally running circles around the Nexus. I love it. They're just picking off whatever probes they can. Look at that one poor Stalker. Oh man, I feel so bad for that Stalker. Like you know, he probably warped in thinking, okay, I'm gonna be able to blink around my Terran opponent. I'm gonna murder these Marines, these tiny little Marines that, you know, have pea shooters. But then he ends up getting cornered himself in his own base. That's so sad. Oh man.
Yeah. It's like kind of a little bit funny there, but looks like Hero gonna go ahead and try to make something happen. I don't blame him, because at this point he doesn't really have a lot going for him. He is gonna go ahead and try to blink up here. Actually, one tank only, so he's gonna be able to snipe that off with some nice blink micro. He should be able to get out with the majority of his stalkers safely. Gonna go ahead and once again try to attack this front. Will he get it?
Oh no way! What? I could have sworn those SCVs were repairing the tank. I guess it just barely wasn't enough, or Hero had just barely enough stalkers to burst down the tank regardless. Wow, these stalkers are actually getting a lot done. They're still at the front. They're still harassing. These Marines, they don't have stim just yet. I think that once they do, the stalkers are going to be pushed back. Or, you know, who knows? I mean, we do have that tank on the high ground once again. So I do think that these stalkers are about to... Yeah, they kind of overstayed their welcome a little bit. Hero is trying to get a lot done with them. Props to him for that, but I'm just not sure how much longer this can go on. Now, the Marine count is quite low. I will give Hero that, right? And GUMIHO is still losing some SCVs here and there, but he is sending a drop to the other side of the map, and I don't think Hero is going to be ready for it once again.
Yeah, does he even have a recall? Yeah, okay, this time around he should have a recall at the very least, so... but it's going to take a couple of seconds before he can fully recall, as there is that little bit of delay. And oh, actually, you know what? He's going to recall right away. So nice timing there. Actually, I think the probe that went to make the third did scout that, so I think that forced the recall earlier than he would have. So nice catch there by Hero.
Yeah, he is losing a few stalkers here and there, but overall, you know, if it comes down to losing stalkers and losing an entire mineral line's worth, I think that any Protoss would be happy to trade out a couple stalkers.
Alright, so a little of a nice, annoying harass by Hero, but again, he's still kind of behind here, as he still doesn't have his third base, while the Terran is making his command center, his third command center, ahead of the Protoss. So he's going to go ahead and try to get some additional damage done with these ragtag group of stalkers, and oh, actually, oh no, not quite getting that combat shield, oh boy.
Ooh, this is a pretty scary force from GUMIHO. Look at that. A nice force field, but it is not going to benefit him at all whatsoever. I mean, the few zealots that he does have are going to immediately get gunned down. That Immortal is trying to hold the line, but there's basically nothing left here to defend against this pretty big Marine force. The tanks, look at that aggressive siege. GUMIHO knows that he is in control of this game. He's just going to stim to win right now. I mean, he is losing some SCVs at home. I think, what was it? It was a... it must have been Blink Stalkers on the high ground or something like that.
Yeah, the Stalker went for the counter, for the harass, but you know what? Just not quite enough at home to defend against this push. And GUMIHO will go ahead and take the quick Game 1 victory. Oh my god, TeaDragon. This is our first game without a proxy cheese.
What? No! Okay. StarCraft is canceled. We're done. Good night. This is... I don't know what this is. I don't know what we're watching. Oh, man.
Man.
We're actually gonna get standard openers.
I know,
what
right?
a concept. Oh, man. Yeah, I feel like that last game, Hero definitely expected more from the... Well, actually, I don't know. The purpose of the proxy, as you said, was to contain his opponent, which he did successfully. I think what Hero was not expecting was the counterattack, right? Starting with the 2 Reapers, and then just constantly the back and forth with the drops, which really caught him off guard.
Yeah, I mean, at a certain point, I don't blame him for the missing the 2 Reapers, because you don't expect your opponent to be making Reaper after, getting, because usually, when the Terran sees a proxy incoming, they will not make Reaper. They will make maybe Marine or Marauder, or try to get into a factory. So I don't blame Hero for missing that, but for the second time around, when he got dropped by the Widow Mine and got attacked by the Marines as well, yeah, I think he just overstayed his welcome. He just stayed too long with the contain. At a certain point, you really got to realize that, yeah, there's a possibility of a drop coming, and you should go home and help defend.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. I feel like, if maybe even just one Stalker was at home, then those 2 Reapers would not have gotten nearly as much damage in.
Yeah, and you can't afford to lose that many probes in that early stage of the game. So, yeah, it looks like Hero was pretty much kind of playing from behind at that point.
Alright, looks like this Adept is going to desperately try and see whatever she can scout. That is not going to be the case, however. It will get burned down by the Hellions. This is so interesting. I feel like this is, well, it resembled an anti-Zerg, or a Terran versus Zerg opener for a second, but then the barracks and the reactor did switch once again, so the Marines are going to be pumped out of the reactor. We're going to see a Cyclone as well, but we also do have that tech lab on the starport as well, so looks like it will be a Banshee opening. I like that a lot.
Yeah, Banshee is very, very, of course, useful in the harassment part. I feel like they can get damage done even if they get scouted, so I feel like not a bad decision there. But the Orko does kind of fly in and will scout at starport with the tech lab, and he did see the tech lab jiggling and researching, so you should anticipate that there is a possibility of Cloak Banshees on the way. So the good news is that he does have the counter for it. He does have the Oracle to revelate and revelate the Cloak Banshee, and then he does have the Phoenix. Oh, actually, you know what? Never mind about the revelate. He can just catch the Banshee right here. Nice catch.
Oh, that is so interesting. Did GUMIHO accidentally cancel? Did you see that? It looks like he canceled the Cloak Banshee upgrade and then restarted it and then canceled it once again. So GUMIHO a little bit indecisive, knowing that he did get scouted out, as well as, of course, losing the Banshee by the Phoenix. Not really what you want to see this early in the game.
Yeah, I think GUMIHO was trying to play the mind game. Is like, okay, his Banshee got scattered, so I think he's like, okay, never mind, I'm not gonna research Cloak. But he's like, oh wait, maybe the Phoenix will fly in, so I'm just gonna try to fake him and let him think that I'm researching Cloak. So he restarted the Cloak again, but then he realized, oh, the Phoenix is not flying back in here. I'll just go ahead and cancel that Cloak once again. So yeah, a little bit of a on and off kind of thing. So
yep, overall it looks like Hero is going to open up the same way, right? We've got the Blink opener, we've got the 3 Nexuses already up and running. So I think that Hero, in just a second here, he's going to try to see what damage he can do across the map. Maybe pick off a few tanks here and there. I'm not too sure, though. These tanks are... Well, one tank is pretty forward in terms of where it's positioned. So maybe it could get picked off by the Stalkers, but looks like there will not be a ledge to shoot up from over there. So the Stalkers are going to blink up through the back line where the Reaper ledge is. Are they going to... They actually do get stimmed. That's actually pretty big.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, and the Aces Trap and the tank and the Cyclone. It's a disaster. I think Hero has done significant amounts of damage. He's gonna just sacrifice or well, not sacrifice, but he will have to sacrifice a bunch of those stalkers due to the tank on the ramp. But he did stall out a lot of tech, a lot of mining time. Question is it enough? What do you think, Snoopy?
Oh yeah, for sure. Even he misclicked on the sending back the Reapers, or not the Reapers, sending back the SCVs to mine. It was like he kind of misclicked in, so they were just kind of chilling. And so the economy of GUMIHO is gonna go ahead and take a bump here. However, Hero, he lost a lot of stalkers during the latter part of that attack. So, you know, the advantage that he got from killing the tanks and also stalling the SCV mining maybe have been mitigated by the amount of stalkers that he lost. I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, I have a feeling that the stalkers are going to be a little bit irrelevant in just a second, as we do see that Dark Shrine coming up, just about to finish as well. Now, do we have a Raven on the map? I don't think we do. We do have missile turrets, so at the very least, those DTs should not be able to get too much economic damage done, as long as GUMIHO is on top of his army positioning. We do see a lot of zealots, though. I do like that move a lot. Do they have charge? I think that they do. Yeah, they actually do. They are just going to charge right on in. Stalkers are going to be in the back trying to deal some damage as well. They are going to overwhelm the bio, actually. They're going to get on top of the tanks as well. And I don't think this third command center is going to be allowed to... Yeah, it's just going to have to be lifted off. Now, DT Blink has also started for Hero. I'd say that he's pretty happy with where he is in this game. He's got a lot of gas, right? So if he wants to warp in a bunch of DTs, he has that option. This is like a very Zest type of thing, right? We've got Charge Zealots, we've got Blink. I was about to say Blink Stalkers, but no, that's too standard. We've got Blink DTs on the way, right? 9 of them. Oh, man.
Yeah, yeah. If you cover the name, I mean, well, actually, it's in the barcode. So yeah, you would imagine or think is Zest playing right now, but nope, it's actually a Hero, and he's just pulling out everything. He's just throwing the kitchen sink at GUMIHO, and all in all, GUMIHO having a little bit of trouble defending. I mean, it's still not over yet, but man, that is a lot of DTs here on the left side, and Blink DTs, or the Blink upgrade for the DTs just finished, and here we go. Cue the Jaw Shark music.
That's right. Okay, looks like the first scan is going to go down. I don't think this first group of DTs is going to get too much time. Oh, it does take a lot of hits, but the proxy does get scouted out as well. Looks like the DTs are going to clean it up. The charge lots are going to come back into the third base location. Very, very nice bio positioning behind the mineral line. I like that a lot. But Hero is just going to warp in a bunch more DTs on the high ground via the Warp Prism. I don't think GUMIHO is holding. He's losing way too many SCVs. I mean, his scans are going down left and right, but the DTs are everywhere. I don't think this is enough. Yeah, GG is called. Wow.
Oh, looks like you have a friend or a fan in the live chat.
Oh, I gotta check the live chat now.
Oh, it's a Connier? Connier? Or Connier. He says, hello, TeaDragon.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, I thought he knew him or something.
No, well, let me check the chat. I feel like I should know. I just need to,
Okay.
Anyways. Yeah.
Definitely Nasanti asking when is the Creator versus Hero match. That should be on the other stream in some drunk Canadian or E-News stream. We're not going to be covering that here on this channel. But if you want to catch that, you can open up their stream, one or both of their streams to catch that series. But for the meantime, we will be casting Hero versus GUMIHO, and then the next series after that, or the next series we'll be casting, will be Hero versus Beyond. So make sure to stay tuned for that if you're interested. But here we are in game number 3 with a tied series between these guys, and we'll see who will take the series lead. And looks like we have another standard game, no proxy after 6 straight proxy cheese game. We're gonna have 2 straight standard openings. So going to be pretty interesting to see how this plays out. Nice little juke there by the probe of Hero. We'll go ahead and scout into this natural. We'll see the command center being built. Will he get the scout on the top side? Nope, not going to go ahead.
Oh, very cute micro by both players. That probe is actually going to be able to get out scot-free. Look at that, not even taking hull damage, only shield damage. And it will actually come back in, the Adept a little bit late to be able to take advantage of the high ground vision. But the Adept, of course, does have its own shade as well. Very cute micro is going to be able to take down both Marines as well. Is there going to be an SCV kill as well? Yes, and the Adept gets onto the high ground as well. Reaper is going to be brought back to take care of that Adept. But yeah, that was some... that was possibly the most engaged I've ever been with this matchup so early on.
Well, looks like it's not stopping as Hero looking to get some additional damage with this follow-up Adept, but with the reinforcements, looks like this Adept should be taken care of, but not before he takes down an SCV, before he dies. Will this Adept actually get out alive? Nope, looks like it's not going to get out alive. He will go ahead and join the heavens with his Adept brother.
Man, Snoopy, I'm so sad. It feels like the dawn of a new era, right? We've got 2 standard games in a row, and I have a weird nagging feeling that every single game from now on that we're going to see tonight is going to be standard as well. And that just makes me so sad because, man, I had so much fun with those proxy games.
I know, same here. Although we do have Beyond playing once again, so maybe he'll bring out the cheese, but GUMIHO was the one that was mainly bringing out the cheese, so who knows? There's still plenty of games, at least 2 more games here in this series with GUMIHO, so we'll see if he brings out any cheesy shenanigans in the next game or the game after that, but so far looks pretty standard by both players in this one.
Yeah, we do see an Oracle into Phoenix opening. So pretty standard, pretty defensive. We do see a quick third command, a third Nexus as well coming up for Hero, as well as a Twilight. So I would not be surprised to see something like Blink, or who knows, maybe. Okay, I'm just gonna cross my fingers. I'm going to hope that we're about to. No, okay. Damn, my dreams just got crushed yet again. I thought we were gonna see a quick DT shrine, but that is not gonna be the case. We're gonna have to settle with a regular Blink.
Well, we could definitely see the DT Blink upgrade later on, if it does head into the later stages of this game.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, okay, the Widowmine does get a shot off on the Phoenix. Pretty unfortunate, meaning that one Phoenix is going to be very, very low on health. Now, this is so interesting, Snoopy. Is this standard? Is this like a standard opening to go for only 3 Phoenixes as an opener?
You know, normally I would think maybe around 4 to 5 or a little bit more than that, maybe 8. But you know what, 3 not too bad. If you're finding that you're not really getting enough damage and that he's building already anti-air units, it's like, you know what, you have enough Phoenixes to at least cover the kind of the edges of your base to see if there's any drops. But you don't really need to get any more Phoenixes, especially since it looks like GUMIHO is moving across the map, so he might want to focus more on his resources into getting some, you know, some ground units to help defend against this push here. Looks like he's working off of 4 gateways. Yeah, 4 gateways. He does have a shield battery at the dirt base, so that should help out. Unfortunately, his stasis trap doesn't quite work out for him, as GUMIHO smartly sends that 1 Marine. And here we go. Blink is done, so we should see Hero. Oh, actually going Blink forward really aggressively.
Yeah, that Blink is definitely going to pay off, but at the same time, we did see a huge Widowmine drop. 16, 1-6 probes have gone down in total. I mean, these Widowmines went completely unscouted. Funnily enough, the Stalkers were actually in position to deal with the medevac, but at the very last second they were moved away because obviously GUMIHO was going for the frontal push. But that was you know, pretty unfortunate.
Well, looks like he was going to go for the counter. Will he get the cancel on this third command center? That would be really helpful, especially since he lost so many probes. He wants to at least equalize the economy disparity here. But it looks like, oh, actually maybe with the rest of the reinforcements, I mean, GUMIHO was microing his heart out with the medevacs and marauders, but I think the Stalker might actually never mind.
Wow, what a close call. GUMIHO is just barely going to hold with like something, what is that, 2 Marauders or something like that? However, we do see the reinforcements coming in for Hero. We see a bunch more Stalkers are coming in, and they are trying to, you know, pick down the Marauders, but we do see that anti-Stalker shot micro. We do see the Marauders being picked up into the medevacs. Of course, Stalkers, unlike Marines, they have a bit of a firing animation, so that means that if you are quick enough, you can trigger the animation but still cancel out the actual damage by picking up whatever unit is being targeted into the medevac. So excellent micro by GUMIHO, making sure that those Marauders stay alive.
Yeah, and there were so many medevacs on top of them. Like each Marauder had their own medevac healing them, so that really helped out during that fight, because it seemed like the Stalker numbers were actually about to overwhelm GUMIHO, but with the medevacs, the amount of medevacs, the group of Marauders, and also with the great micro there, was able to hold that in the end, get his third command center up as well, so that's huge. And now he's going to go ahead and once again go for the counter of his own. There's a lot of widow mines here, though.
It looks like these Liberators are going to do a lot of good damage as well. They did pick off that a couple of sentries as well. Stalkers in the back are going to get targeted immediately by the Marauders. They will take care of the Liberators, but those widow mines are, you know, still there. A bunch of SCVs have gone down to a Zealot run-by, so both players are taking a lot of damage, but these widow mines are just about to come off their cooldown. Okay, it looks like the Zealots will be past that in time. Man, what an interesting game. I mean, we've still got the widow mines set up right outside of the Protoss base.
Oh no, don't walk.
Okay. Oh, the Hero. Okay, he does actually blink out, but the Zealots are going to get targeted as well. And look at this, the Marauder reinforcements. Marauders are actually so good right now, I would say, right? They're able to hold their own against the Zealots for a little bit. Ooh, nice pickup micro with the Warp Prism, making sure that the Immortal stays alive. But the Stalkers do not. I mean, there are just barely a handful. Zealots are going to be warped in as well. Very cute Immortal micro with the Warp Prism in addition to that. But, ooh, nice blink, making sure that the Widow Mines don't get too much done. But with no way to actually see the Widow Mines, GUMIHO can just stay on top of this position for forever.
Yeah, he's chronoing out that Observer, but he's just got to worry about defending here. That Immortal does get sniped out with the Widow Mine, and I think this is GG. There's no shield battery here to speak of at the dirt as well. And it looks like it's going to go ahead and snowball out of control. GUMIHO will, at the very least, take down this dirt Nexus, and it looks like he will. The pros will lead into the third, the fourth gold base here, so that will go down as well. Yeah, that's GG. GUMIHO will tap out, and GUMIHO, with a strong finish, will go ahead and take the series lead. So Glacier825 in the live chat asking, when is the next patch?
Oh, good question.
At this, it just seems like at this point it's like maybe in 25 years.
Yeah. Like, what is a patch? Can you define that for me, please? Can you use it in a sentence?
What is this patch that you speak of?
Right. I was just about to say, GUMIHO did come out with a pretty early SCV. It looks like it will just be a pretty simple eBay block. I don't think it's actually going to delay the Nexus all too much. It will cost Hero a little bit of mining time, but I don't think it's going to be anything significant.
Yeah, just a little bit of an annoying thing here that Hero has to deal with. But just gonna go ahead and adapt by making that, or making the cybernetic core first, and then you know, there's a little bit of delay at Nexus, but not too behind. TeaDragon, this probe is very.
I was just about to, you know, say, well, it looks like. Oh, I see. I think the probe was trying to avoid any potential Reaper coming across the map. Yeah, but unfortunately for the probe, GUMIHO did actually open up gasless into double gas, so it means that GUMIHO will have a couple of excuse me, not marauders. He will have a couple of Marines at home. But yeah, for a second there, it did look pretty suspicious.
Yeah. It's like the probe. You look like you're up to no good. Alright, so we're gonna have ourselves a two racks opening here. I was like wondering, like, is GUMIHO gonna throw down a third racks, go for like a 3 racks timing of some sort, because this wouldn't be the worst map to do it on. I mean, you can kind of mine out the mineral patch in the middle and then just kind of make a beeline into a hero's base, but it's like you're just going to open up with 2 racks for the time being.
Yeah, this kind of looks like a 2-1-1, right? I would not be surprised if we see a starport and a reactor. Oh, okay, well, instead of a reactor, it looks like it's just going to be a drop with the Widow Mines and Stim, so it's not going to be exactly a 2-1-1. On the other hand, we do have Hero with the Blink opening, so all in all, pretty standard this game, I would say.
Yeah, but actually, you know what? Hero's making 3 more gateways, so this is going to be a 4-gate Blink pressure.
Yeah, along with the Robo, so we're going to see some like Harding style sort of micro maybe.
Yeah, he's gonna make the observer to get the high ground vision, and yeah, he's gonna make a good number of stalkers. So you do see, like, this is the normally where you will see the third nexus, but gonna delay it for that extra bit of stalker warpins.
Now, how exactly is this gonna time up with the medevac drop? That's my question. I feel like if, you know, on the off chance that all the stalkers are kept at home in time for the medevac, then there's no way that the drop should be able to do any damage. But, I mean, if both of them, yeah, the stalkers are going to move out at the same time, so I feel like there is potential for GUMIHO to deal some damage of his own as well.
Yeah, we saw in the last game how devastating that Widowmine drop was, so it looks like GUMIHO is going to try to repeat that, but this time around, there's going to be a bunch of stalker knocking at the front door of GUMIHO's that he will need to contend with, and there is no tanks to speak of. He's just gonna have a bunch of Marines, and I don't think he has. Okay, he does at least have Stim, but he doesn't have combat shield yet, right? Yeah, he doesn't have combat shield.
Yeah, this is a lot of damage already from the stalkers. We do see a bunch of SCVs being pulled as well, but the stalkers just have the option of blinking back out. Now, this drop, it actually does get seen by the probe, but yes, okay, so Hero does actually see it. He will recall everything and just shut it down immediately. So wow, that was maybe, well, I can't really say. I feel like that might be a little bit too safe by Hero to just recall every single one of the stalkers, right? Especially since he's been so committed to 4 whole gateways.
Yeah, I mean, it's a hard decision. I mean, he saw the medevac, and you had to make a split decision at that point. You're gonna have to commit to it. You either recall your army, or you just rely on splitting up your probes and activating the Widow Mine, and then just continuing with the stalker warpins and stalker pressure. Looks like Hero decided, you know what, I'm just gonna play safe. I'm gonna plot down my third base, and I just sort of play out and see what happens. But yeah, it's a difficult choice at that that split second moment.
Yeah, definitely. Going for the safer option is honestly never a bad thing, right? Whereas going for the riskier option, for obvious reasons, it can turn out badly. But okay, we are going to see a very aggressive blink forward. We also do see that alternative blink option with the War Prism as well, keeping those Stalkers in the front alive for a little bit longer. And of course, Hero, as we saw in previous games, he is quite strong. Okay, loses the War Prism with a Stalker in it, so not really on top of that for just a split second. The Marines do get a pretty nice kill on the War Prism. But yeah, as I was saying, we have seen Hero's strength in the mid game where he's able to hold off his opponent and actually overwhelm his opponent with charge lots. Very nice Stalker micro as well. He will lose a couple here and there, but he is just going to try to pick off as many Marines as he can. And this time, charge should be finished in time. And hopefully Hero has enough to hold off this Marine tank push, because 3 tanks and a bunch of Marines is nothing to scoff at, so it's still a pretty significant amount.
Yeah, but look at here. It looks like a nice, decent, kind of picking off of reinforcements by these Stalkers. However, he might want to recall these Stalkers very soon, because it looks like GUMIHO has arrived. We'll go ahead and depower that. Here we go. Can Hero clean this up? He does have a nice surround, actually. But does he have enough to clean up the rest? All the charge lot has been picked off here.
I will say, as far as trades go, you do prefer to trade out your Zealots rather than, you know, Stalkers and Immortals, because of course you can warp in a bunch more Zealots. They will be very quick to reinforce. Looks like the rest of the bio is going to warp onto, excuse me, it's going to boost up onto the high ground. And I don't think that this Bioforce is going to last much longer without reinforcements. Now, of course, we do see reinforcements streaming across through the middle of the map. But I think Hero has held pretty much, you know, more or less effectively enough to force his opponent back. We do see, look at that one tank with 5 health. It is going to siege up on the high ground, but honestly, I don't think it's going to be enough. Ooh, hot pickup. Will get punished for it with the blink forward with the Stalkers. Excellent micro from both players, showcasing just how quick the reaction times are.
Yeah, that was beautiful to watch. First that micro to pick off the tank to save it, but unfortunately for GUMIHO, there is the blink. Stalkers out in the field, so that matter back will go ahead and get gunned down. In the meantime, though, there is a War Prism drop into the main base. Looks like he was trying to distract GUMIHO to try to attack the front, but he just doesn't quite have enough charge light here to break through. But there is still that War Prism still alive. He's going to go ahead and try to warp in some more charge light in the main base, but that is not a great angle here. Oh no, that's a beautiful building placement by GUMIHO, but the War Prism will try to go ahead and fix that by lifting up those charge lot on top of the rest of the army. In the meantime, that frontal attack not quite working out here for Hero, as he loses the majority of his forces.
Yeah, what an interesting choice of army composition, right? Hero went for the Stalker Immortal based frontal push, and then he came in through the back, killing almost 30 SCVs with just nothing but charge lots. So, I mean, the supply is obviously in favor of GUMIHO, but in terms of economic damage done, like, if there's a way for Hero to win, I would say it's to keep on warping in units at home, hold out for just a little while longer, and then eventually his economic lead will pay off. He will have enough to overwhelm his opponent, but is that going to be the case here? We do see a bunch more units being warped in. These High Templar are not going to survive, I don't think. Yeah, they will have to be warped into Archons. One of them does get picked off immediately. Zealots are here to reinforce. Stalkers are also here to hold the line, but is it going to be enough? We do see some very close calls here.
Ooh, this is going to be a tight one, I think, with the Archon being sniped out. Oh, and even there's a Mortal that just unfortunately just walks right into his death. Maybe with the reinforcements, but there's so many medevacs similar to the Blackburn game that it seems like, I mean, they're on 1-1 upgrade as well. Oh man, this is the rest of the reinforcements joins up as well. I think this is it.
Yeah, looks like that economic damage was not enough to justify the army loss. And GUMIHO is going to take this game.